Okay, what I'm trying to tell you about the aluminum, the strontium and the barium, which is being picked up in the snow melt and in water and in rain and in the soil. Well, aluminum comes in liquid form. It also, under the right circumstances, mixed with water. You can go do your own research on that if you don't believe me in that. There's something called liquid aluminum sulfate, and that's actually over here if it wants to change. And it comes in liquid form here. It's found like water in solid, liquid and in gaseous form. So now we know that, meaning if it's done in the right chemistry, they could mix this stuff with water and spray it out in a mist in the atmosphere. Likewise with strontium, which we go into now, which is a whitish powder, also silvery white metallic, but that too is reactive to water. It can be dissolved in water. So there we have that one. And I was talking about this 3D thing. And then we got liquid barium, which is an absorber of X-rays, meaning that when a patient is having a gastrointestinal examination, he's drinking liquid barium. It's a white chalky powder which is mixed with water, and you drink it fast, and whoopty, it already fills up your intestines, as you see here. But it blocks the X-rays. And then you can see if there's anything there. If there's a black spot, that means there's something there. But this barium is also used in TV screens. Strontium is also used in TV screens, the old TV screens, not the new LCD and the new plasma screens. That's digital, that's electronic. But in the old days, you know, the radio tube, big screen, big glass, very heavy TV. And that is actually used there to block X-rays coming from the light source that is actually portraying your picture. I even think there is a picture of a TV screen down here, just to illustrate it. It doesn't matter. But it turns out strontium here, and that is what I've had on my mind for a long time, and that is we are looking at a hologram. Our sky is not what you think it is. Not anymore. Unfortunately, it's not anymore. Let's go down to the bottom here and then go a little up. Let's see. This is wasting my time. Let me see. It should be right up here somewhere. There. Oh, strontium barium niobate can be used in outdoors holographic 3D displays as a screen. Now we know barium and strontium and aluminum is sprayed into the atmosphere. We know there's something called Project Bluebeam. We also know, if we are in the conspiracy world, well, we could talk about there's supposedly to come a false flag alien invasion or disclosure of some sort to fool the masses, and you will be fooled, all of you who don't know what you're looking at. You will be fooled. But now we know that, and I of course look it up, and what is on the top line in my Google search? Here's a PDF file from Army Research Laboratory, 3D holographic display using strontium barium niobate. So here we got a 21 pages PDF. There's a link to it underneath, of course, so you can go read it. And this is from 1998. So when they were working with this stuff back then, how far do you think they are now in holographic technology? Look how technology today has exploded since the computer got on the market, and how it's really progressing still. So we have a research laboratory in the Army training or researching in 3D holographic. I believe they will want to try to use that to make a to trick the enemy to think there's a whole fleet over there, and maybe there's a whole army, a battalion over there, and then everybody's pointing their guns in that direction, and then they'd be overrun from the other angle. I don't know, but we know that if you look in the conspiracy world, there is talk about this disclosure, there is this talk about this alien false flag event, and it's also part of the Illuminati card deck, so it might just ring true. But how to prove what I'm sitting here and talking about? That would be very simple. Now you know that barium, strontium and aluminum can be used in 3D holographic imaging or emulation of presenting an image which is not there. You just think it's there. So here it comes. If, let's say again, if there is a Nibiru, if this is the case, let's take aluminum as the beginning. That one is the most famous one of them, right? Can we agree to that? So we try to take aluminum right there. What was it? There. Oh, that's magnesium. There. Aluminum. So now we have aluminum on the spectrum. And this Mark McCandlish in the movie called Why in the World Are They Spraying? Or is it What in the World Are They Spraying? He's actually been working with these programs when he was a soldier on a classified level. So what he knows, we don't know, but he knows a lot. And he's talking about if you take a particular frequency and paint an image on the sky, that's what he says. So I still say he's spilling the beans without saying it directly, that they are fooling you. So let's just say Nibiru is a red thing. A red fiery sky, a star or dragon on the sky, right? And we excite the atmosphere with these particulates or this solution, water solution of strontium, barium and aluminum, and we cut the wavelength down to 6,000 angstrom and we click enter. Nibiru is now to you invisible. You cannot see it. This is a young person's eyes. I'm not young anymore. I'm kind of in the middle. So that's where I am now. So if I want to see Nibiru and they don't want me to see it, all they need to do is change the ionization and with a certain frequency and of course wavelength. I don't know the energy proportions in that, but I'm pretty sure that HARP can take care of that. And the Gwen tower standing around, which everybody think is cell phone towers. They are part that, but they're also part of this 3D holographic imagery we have in our skies. And I've said the sky looks weird sometimes, and the clouds look very strange. They don't look like real clouds. Some of them are square, not happening. And I will say again, God do not create straight lines. It's all wavy, but what we see in the sky is often, and very often straight lines. So let us take this one, and if we talk about there might be a blue Kashina, yeah, we can do that. Then we just take it the other way around. Boom! Blue Kashina gone for you. You don't see it. So Nibiru, or the red dragon, whatever, planet of the crossing, gone. It's not here. You can't see it. That could be one of the reasons for why they're spraying so heavily. And even on an overcast day, you see that they're spraying above the clouds. They keep spraying, they keep spraying, they keep spraying, even after dark. In the middle of the night, I see them spray, because I'm out there in the night. Not anymore, but I used to see that. Especially when the moon was up there, you could clearly see, oh, what is he doing there? Hello. I thought it was about sun obscuration, blocking out the sun because of high UVA and high UVB and high UVC rays coming in, plus ultraviolet light, which is very harmful to us. That is what they're talking about in the chemtrail movies, and this is about this. And that was one of the reasons why, Dane Wigginton's page got taken down, because he invested in a UV wavelength spectrometer, and he actually could point out that we had some severe problems down here. And maybe that's the reason why they're spraying, simply just to preserve what's down here. Maybe the life for us will be so miserable that, yeah, they need to keep status quo. They have a plan they need to carry out, and if they can't carry that plan out, you know, that would be very frustrating, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't, but it's prophesized all this was going to take place, and that would be a great delusion, and it's soon coming. And that's, I think, this is what we're looking at. So, but let's go to this was the aluminum, and if we have the strontium 1 instead, it goes the same. Nibiru or blue Kashina is gone. You can't see it. Take strontium 1, still gone. And what was the last one? Was it barium? Yeah, barium. Gone. And this is for the vast majority of people, because you are adults. So your eyes are not the same. So this will be what you will practically see. You see? They're gone. So in reality, they can change if this works, and if it works how I think it works. They can literally shut down our sky. And you know, there's this talk about in the Bible about 3 days of darkness. I don't know what it pertains to exactly, but if they're capable of, as I told you about in part 2, where I had my little Sesame Street drawing to explain, this veil which is moving in over me might just be that which is spelling that night is coming. They are determining, of course, so it looks real, according to seasons, the right time and the right moment for the veil and the right speed for this veil to move over us and reveal what we today think is stars, but as people have noticed around the world, and that is sometimes we see lots of stars, sometimes there's maybe 10 stars in the sky and the sky is clear, and sometimes there's a couple of hundreds. Sometimes you can see the Milky Way, and you know, if it's dark and you're not living in city light pollution, you should be able every night, if it's clear, to see the Milky Way, no matter where you are on the planet. So why are we not seeing the Milky Way anymore? Is it because we're not looking at a real heaven anymore? Is it because it's being concealed from us? Is it because there's something going on in space we're not supposed to, you know, take notice of? According to what I know, on September 29, 2011, chapter 12 came into fruition in the Bible, and that is the woman clothed in the sun, with the moon at her feet and Venus in her womb, and Saturn the dragon ready to devour the unborn child. That happened on that very day, and on top of her head there were 12 stars. And what was inside that 12 star image? Comet 11, which after that date broke up in 2 pieces, and we never heard from it again. Maybe that was a very distinctive sign for us, told to us, it's now. This is the final warning. You need to wake up. ASAP. Time is short now. Maybe that was what was showing. And after that, there would be a war in heaven, and they would lose, and they would be cast down to earth, right? So maybe they're also concealing what's going on there. And maybe, all these fireballs we've been seeing might just be debris from wreckage of shut down vessels. Maybe, yeah, it's not so much fiction as we want to think it is. But I just proved to you this can be done. And this PDF is quite old, 1998. We're writing 2013, and you see how CGI technology is today. It is beyond, right? It's looking real, very real. So if they can do that, they might be able to do that in the heavens too. Keep your eyes on that sky at all times, and you should see something spectacular. God bless you. Likewise with strontium, which we go into now, which is a whitish powder, also silvery white metallic. But that too is reactive to water. It can be dissolved in water. So there we have that one, and it comes in liquid form here. It's found like water in solid, liquid, and in gaseous form. So now we know that, meaning if it's done in the right chemistry, they could mix this stuff with water and spray it out in a mist in the atmosphere. It also, under the right circumstances, mixed with water. You can go do your own research on that if you don't believe me in that. There's something called liquid aluminum sulfate, and that's actually over here if it wants to change. And I was talking about this 3D thing, and then we got liquid barium, which is an absorber of X-rays, meaning that when a patient is having a gastrointestinal examination, he's drinking liquid. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you about the aluminum, the strontium, and the barium, which is being picked up in the snow melt and in water and in rain and in the soil. Well, aluminum comes in liquid form.